everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lizzie, or welcome to my channel for the first time. I'm glad to have you. Hope you're well. Everything's going good. Tomorrow is the unfortunate interview we've all been discussing. I don't know if you watched yesterday's video. If you see some spots, I got chemical burns from hair dye along the edges of my face and behind my neck. They look like brown spots, but really it's just burnt skin. So if you see that, my bad. I tried to use cover up, but whatever. I'm rolling with it. Shit happens. And it's along the edge of my head too, so I have two headbands on. It is what it is. I'm just battling it back. You can't take away chemical burns. But anyway, thank you for all your concern and feedback. I did email the company. I called my doctor on the phone, and that should not have in any way chemically burnt someone's skin. So something was definitely wrong, and hopefully they look into it. But this is another royal reading. I'm going to go through my predictions, and then I have a list of questions to re-ask. Run a bunch of different decks out to try to get more clear answers, because these readings are very difficult. Like I said, it really depends on what kind of energy you put in the world, and if they're lying and being fake all the time, and they're putting all this energy, and you have people talking all the time, and all that energy's mixed in. So it's really hard to get a clear reading, and as I said, they have a lot of protective ancestors. Even if they don't agree with what they're doing, they protect the firm, even in death. But right now I'm just going to go through what I think they're going to do in this interview a little bit, and then we'll get into the questions. Don't mind if I stop. I literally chicken scratched this because I've been researching a lot. The truth is, I don't really know. I'm an American. I don't really know how the monarchy works, and I don't really know what they, well, I do now because I looked into it, but I didn't know what their Megxit agreement really was for in the beginning. According to Taz, excellent. Sue Smith, excellent. There's another one. Let me find her, because this is where I get a lot of the information about sorry, phone froze. A lot of the information about like the British side of things and what they claimed and what they're doing. So we have, according to Taz, is one of my favorites. She's hilarious. Princess Tiffany, I was watching. Sue Smith. It's a famous one. I can't remember her name. I'll scroll through, and if it's not in the beginning, then we don't got time for this. But I'm really trying to find it because she gives out the best advice. Murky Magda, famous. So if you want to know information, like, they really dig into it, and I've checked their facts and they're not lying. This is legit shit. So we have Murky Mag, according to Taz, are my top two, and Sue Smith's pretty good as well. But there are a bunch of people that like sit there and find everything for you. So since I'm in America, and I only really know for sure what's printed in my press here and what they've done since they come here. But like when Megxit and all the news hit, we're like kind of hearing it second string in America. So I go to my British ladies and I listen to them, and according to Taz, really broke it down. So everything they're saying in the interview wasn't even in their original Megxit conditions and why they left. So there's like even more evidence out there that this is a bunch of wonky bullshit. But let's see what I think. This is just based on what I heard today, based on my own intuition, what I think is going to happen in the interview and some of the things they're going to discuss. So number one, I think Meghan will blame the firm for not being able to receive work money, and blaming them for not being able to get work. So she's gonna say she was offered to do things when she was in England and Canada and couldn't do it, so they took away income by not allowing her to work when it was her choice to give up her job and enter the firm. But she's going to flip the script in the interview and say that they didn't allow her to work. And then she's going to blame them now for the lull in work and not being able to get work because they smeared her name. So it's going to go on both sides. They kept money from her by not allowing her to do her job when really they gave her the opportunity to continue on as an actress and do her thing. She gave it all up. This was her choice. Nobody forced her to do it. She wanted to be a part of the firm. She wanted to be a part of the royal family. She gave up her public celebrity status. Celebrity and the royal family are two very different things, and this was spelled out very clearly to her, and she gave up her celebrity role to be a royal. So the only one she has to blame for not being able to work is herself. As far as currently not being able to get work, it's because she's bad press and a bunch of controversy, and nobody did that to her but herself. But like I said, she's going to flip the script. Number 2, I think Meghan will blame the firm for her negative narrative in the press. We kind of seen this in the clips. She's not going to take any responsibility about how people think she complains too much and makes it about herself. She's going to blame the royal family for talking about her family and following her family around. She's going to blame the royal family for anything that she couldn't control the narrative for. I think we all realize and know that that's going to happen. The blame game is famous by Meghan Markle. She invented that game and the new era. Number 3, I think she'll blame her family for painting her in a negative light and not being there to support her. She's going to make it their fault that they didn't come to the wedding. She's going to make it their fault about the letter being leaked, even though she showed it to a bunch of people and it was talked about in a magazine. This is going to be all her family's fault, not her friend's fault, not her fault. And it's going to be the firm's fault because they made her write the letter, which is not true. It was Meghan's decision to write the letter, and she went to the firm for help writing it. But she's going to flip the script again and say they forced her to try to reach out, which is bullshit. Alright, so I think Meghan will try to say the firm controlled what she said, wore, where she went, when she clearly always did what she pleased. So she's going to complain like she couldn't wear something without getting approval, or she couldn't go and do something without getting approval, or she couldn't give a speech without getting approval, or she couldn't go and do a job without getting approval, which Meghan always wore what she wanted. She refused to wear stockings and rebelled the whole time she was over there, wore whatever the fuck she wanted. It was always her style. Nobody forced her to wear anything. They asked her to wear a hat and she threw a conniption fit about that and didn't wear the hat, by the way. So nobody was able to control what Meghan wore, for one. As far as what she said, she wrote all of her own speeches according to her. In her own words, she writes her own speeches. So how can anyone control what you're saying when you're writing your own shit? And we also believe that she writes Harry's shit too. So, as far as what jobs, I'm sure it's some truth to it, because before she married Harry, she was clearly explained to what is allowed and what isn't. And before the wedding day, she agreed to it. She went down, walked down the aisle. Nobody put a gun to her head. Nobody forced her to marry Harry. That was her decision. She knew the rules before she took her vows. It was only a problem after they were married. Before, totally fine with it. She could, I'm going to do what the firm says. I'm a part of this family. I'm going to be this extraordinary, Diana 2.0. But then she realized that she didn't have any control, and then it was a problem. But I fully 100% believe that they explained very clearly and very meticulously what her role was to be. She couldn't handle being in the back seat. It's just not in her blood. So, of course, again, she's going to flip the script and blame the firm for everything that went wrong in her life. Number 5, I think she'll blame the press for the loss of her baby. So she's going to say, not that it was a medical condition, if she even had a miscarriage. I'm going to talk, listen, I can count, I need more than 2 hands to talk about how many babies and miscarriages I lost. I know for 100%, I've had many different kinds of miscarriages. I openly talk about my shit, and in my fucking soul of all souls, the way she explained, every woman has the right to explain their own manner, but it definitely sounded like Steel Magnolias. I totally agree with that. Tried to make it this flowery fluff piece of what real women experience, and it infuriated me to no end. Now remember, when she came out about her claims of losing a child, Chrissy Teigen and John Legend had just come forward, and Christina Perry had just come forward, and each of them had stillbirths and publicly talked about it. As soon as Chrissy Teigen went out about hers, and as soon as Christina Perry went out about, like, these are legitimate women who carried these babies all the way until the end, and I've been in those shoes, and I was fucked up for 5 years. So I am not at all in any way talking shit about Chrissy Teigen. This is what I'm getting at. She saw all the emotional outpouring of other people getting the sympathy, and out comes her at a time when her name was being really smeared and it counted in the court. You know, nobody can belittle or talk down to someone if they just bring up the miscarriage card. It's a definite way to dodge. Not that I don't think normal women use it as a way to dodge bad talk about themselves, but I definitely feel like Megan did. And Chrissy, it's a trigger for Chrissy Teigen, because right around the time people were talking about Megan, she was heavily dealing with her shit. When I had a stillborn, I was fucked up for 5 years. I was highly emotional, sensitive. I would defend any woman, whether I thought they were, she's lashing out of her own pain, and she has every right to, and she can say whatever she wants. But Meghan Markle is using Chrissy and her pain, and used her press to get attention for herself. I feel like 5 years from now, Chrissy Teigen will be able to see what I see. But she's freshly wounded. I'll never say anything about Chrissy Teigen. She's going to be on a rage fest for the next couple years, because I've been in her shoes. But I just feel like she wrote off those two women. Saw the reaction they were getting, and wanted that for herself. Like, immediately after Chrissy Teigen and John Legend bravely spoke about hers, and then the day before Megan came out with hers, Christina Perry, who's the singer of Jar of Hearts that we heard on the radio for a whole summer, she had a stillbirth. It's just like she sees and watches what goes on in the world, and then it suddenly happens to her. It's annoying. But anyway, she's going to blame the press for all the emotional damage when she said she gave up social media and she doesn't read it. So, again, we're going to have her eating her words a little bit. Alright, number 6. Oh, and she'll also blame the royal family for the loss of her baby by putting stress on her about giving up their titles and taking shit away. Number 6. I think Meghan will continue to lie about her involvement with the letter and her involvement with Finding Freedom. I don't see her taking any ownership in any of that. Number 7, I think Meghan will express that she was definitely never supported at all with any of the royal members. She's going to deny that there was ever any friendship, that Kate ever reached out to her, or Will ever reached out, or the Queen ignored her, like Princess Diana in the documentary series of The Crown. If you watch it, she's going to try to portray how she tried to talk to the Queen, and the Queen was too busy for her, and she tried to talk to Kate, but Kate was jealous of the limelight she was getting. She's going to paint this whole bullshit picture, how they were never there for them, when she got to walk in the parade before they were married on Christmas Day, which has never been done before. She rode on the train before anyone was, there's just a couple examples of all the, like, imagine Kate, who had to really work for 10 years before Meghan got what she got. And I feel like she's going to definitely deny that she ever wanted to go after Eugenie's crown, because that was the whole thing. Like, she wanted to wear the crown the Queen promised to Eugenie on her wedding day, which, why the fuck do you think you would get it when Eugenie's a real princess and you're not? So, of course, those two girls are going to be able to pick out whatever fucking jewelry they want. That's by blood, their grandmother, and she asked long before you came into it. And she was already engaged when she asked the queen, and you weren't even engaged yet. You were just dating Harry. And she had her whole wedding day set up in that venue that Meghan stole. She's going to deny all that shit. She's going to say that was a spoon-fed lie. I have a feeling she's going to say that they took away Frogmore Cottage, that they were forced to move out, and that's why the trucks came in the middle of the night, because the big bad royal family told her to get her shit out, and they had to find and scramble away, when really it was their decision, and they didn't tell the family anything, and that's why they snuck out in the middle of the night. Okay, so number 8, I think Meghan will give lots of examples of racist things done and said by the royal family and firm and people who worked with her. She's going to spend a lot of time making sure people really get how racist they are. And I feel like most of them are things that have never happened, never true. Nobody treated her any kind of way, but she really wants to hit home that Black Lives Matter, because she's trying to be the spokeswoman for that campaign. So it's going to be about a lot of racist shit that happened to her. And, I think one example, the German, they call her Princess Pushy. She actually wore a racist pin. That I'll give to her. That's some fucked up shit. But that was publicly drawn out, and everybody was against that. But all the other examples she gives, she's going to be like, they wouldn't help me, or they called me bitchy because I'm black, or they wouldn't allow me to sit here or go to events because I'm black. It's all going to be at the end of the sentence, because I'm black, when no, it's because there's a line of succession and where people sit and where they stand. It has nothing to do with racism. It's how far you are from the crown. Duh. But she's going to make it about racism. Number 9, Meghan will express she is not comfortable with the Queen having custody and controlling her parenting. Like in the fine print of the royal family, the Queen has the ultimate say in where your kids go to school and what happens. Like if you want to leave the country, you got to ask the Queen. She's a control freak. She didn't want the Queen to have control over her child and her parenting decisions, even though the Queen pretty much allows you to do what you feel is right. Apart from taking her grandson and running across the country, which was totally Meghan's choice, not the Queen's. Did the Queen try to stop her and take her kid? No. But look at Duchess Kate. She's been allowed to raise her children and do her thing, and the Queen doesn't intervene. It's just the fine fucking print, but she's going to make it a big scene how the Queen tried to control her as a parent, which I have never heard out of anybody who's come since the Queen has been alive that she's been controlling of how people rear their own children. She allowed Princess Diana to have her child in a hospital and not have a home birth. If she really was a control freak like that, Diana would have never been able to have her children in a hospital. So let's just keep that in mind when she's rolling on about how the Queen wants control of her baby, which we don't even know exists for real. Alright, so number 10. Meghan will say she gets clothing and merch for free and never spent the taxpayers' money. She's going to paint the picture like people give her stuff because it brings her press, and she merches it to help the companies spend money, which is why she wears the clothes for free. When we all know it's bullshit. I don't know how much. Sorry, that's my dog Daisy upstairs. We don't know how much money she's given, but we definitely know she gets a clothing allowance and spends millions on what she wears. But I have a feeling she's going to hit home about how she wears it and gives it back, or she merches it to help companies to take the pressure off of her, how people judge her for what she wears or what she wore while she was working for the royal family. Sorry for all the yelling. It's fight night. The neighbor's kids' playroom is one wall away from me, so sorry. Alright, so number 11. I think Meghan's going to say Harry's friends from home were racist, and that's why they weren't allowed to go to the wedding, or why they had to leave Harry's life. Not because she's a control freak, but because they're racist. Number 12. Meghan's going to claim she did many and much work for her patronages that was never covered in the press. She's going to act like she's been doing things the whole time, like she did things for the theater, even though they feel like they were neglected and got no notice. She's going to say she's done all these things outside of the press, and she's not just doing things because of press. She does things all the time without people knowing about it, which we all know is fucking bullshit, because they don't know how to do things without a cameraman around or somebody to take a picture so they can put it on their social media that they don't look at or participate in, but have something up every day. I mean, I think she's going to say she donated money and time to all her causes, even though I feel like she only donated to a few and didn't participate in many events because she was over here and not home, which is why they got taken from her. I think Meghan's going to claim Will and Kate put bad stories about her in the press because they were jealous. She's going to make it look like Kate's a jealous person and Will's a jealous person, and she thought that they thought Meghan was a threat to their throne, which I'm sure if they heard Meghan say that, they would bust out laughing hysterically, like we all do. But of course, she's going to try to paint them in a bad light, and she's going to paint Charles in a bad light, saying he tried to control all of his children his whole life, and he doesn't know what married, like, just going to bad talk Will, Kate, Charles, and Camilla for sure. I don't think she has the brass to badmouth the queen, but we shall see. She's going to say that they cost her a lot of money and she makes more money on her own now. So she's going to say they held her back. Like Meghan's going to say, while she was working for the firm, she was held back from making money. And now that she's free, she's making more money than she ever did before. Not working for the royal family. She like stick her nose up like, haha, I'm doing better without you. When we all know she's not. Alright, so she's going to claim she uses no help to raise Archie, even though we know that bitch has got a maid, we got a nanny, she goes to events and she never brings Archie, so how are you going to tell me that you raise that child with no help? Just saying. But she's going to paint the picture that she's the mother of the year, that she does everything for Archie, and I'm calling bullshit. I highly doubt that bitch knows how to change a diaper correctly. Might be an exaggeration. I'm sure she's changed a diaper, but you get what I'm saying. She's going to claim she hasn't had any help since leaving last March and deny that any money came from Charles. She's going to say that she didn't take a salary, that Charles hasn't been helping them with buying the house, and none of the money came from the royal family since they walked, which we all know is bullshit. She's going to claim celebrities use her and talk about her to raise their own fame, when really she's like, boop, 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 talk about me and tell people how awesome they are because I'm getting all this bad press and it's ruining my career. I need some help. But she's going to make it look like they're willingly stepping up because she's such a big help and she puts their name in the paper and their fame raises because of her. And if she goes to an event or if she wears people's clothes, like she's this golden goddess gift to us all, when really I think she's, like I said, has a really thin book of who she can call, and it's getting thinner by the day. I think she's going to claim she hides her children to protect them, but won't admit she shows them when she's paid enough. So if she's not paid to show Archie, guess what? There's not going to be any Archie. In this interview, Archie might make an appearance, but bet your ass better believe she got paid and paid well to show Archie, or she's just trying to borrow another kid to make it look like Archie exists. I've never in my life seen anyone hide their children. I mean, I can think of one, like Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. Nobody's ever seen their kids from day one, but they aren't the royal family, and they're trying to be like Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. Celebrity, royal family, you're setting your kid up for some major fucking problems when that boy starts going to school, and when he's in high school, and when he's in college. He's going to be trolled, and trolled harder than any of the other royal families' kids. because you kept them in a cage. So they're going to go after them and get as much pictures as they can. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want their kid to get more attention than the other royal kids and get hounded worse than Diana ever did. Because that's what happens when you keep a celebrity child. And like, all it would take is leaking a picture that isn't blurred every once in a while to keep that back. But the minute you take that boy in public, game over, they're going to hound. That's your fault, Meghan and Harry. Not the press's. You. Alright, number 20. I think she's going to try to claim that the family was trying to break them up and ruin their marriage because they didn't like her. Or friends were, or the press was. And if they stayed overseas in England, that they would have gotten a divorce like Charles and Diana did. Because, everything about her is trying to be like Diana. So, and the last one, I think she's going to definitely complain that Kate was jealous of her and the attention she got and had all these high demands and really kind of spread rumors about her. Like, that's going to be the number one, trash Kate. Because if it hasn't been evidently clear to everyone by now, she doesn't like other women. So much of a feminist that she trashes other women. I mean, that's her own foot in her mouth. Like I said, this investigation is going to dig up something. And for all these people, coming forward and how great of a person she was, I totally agree with everything. Your friends, people you work with, are treated one way as the people who wait. I've been a maid. I've been a waitress, a maid, a nanny, a tutor. I know what invisible is, and I know what being treated by overprivileged people like shit is. I can definitely see it in Meghan. I can spot it 10 miles out. She's rude. Even Kate came out of the Cambridge home that Kate had schooled Meghan on how she was talking to her staff. Her staff, not Meghan's staff, but her staff. She stuck up for her staff because Meghan thought she could boss. I've worked for people like that. Like I said, I can spot them 10 miles out. Red flag, evil bitch boss. She definitely is. I don't care what anyone says, and I know that investigation is going to kick up something. Also, I just want to say how conveniently this interview is on Sunday. And guess what Monday is? International Women's Day. And the whole day people are going to be talking about her. And in her narcissist mind, she's going to be like, I'm all over the press. I'm International Women's Day. I'm a powerful woman. She planned it perfectly. So that on International Women's Day, everybody would have her name in their mouths. Can't make the shit up. Anyway, let's get to the questions. Like I said, I have 4, 5, 6, 7 decks over here. 7 decks over here. I'm going to try to pull these answers out like teeth. These are some questions that were emailed to me, and some I want to know myself. So let's talk about the allegations about bullying. Is it true? Let me start with ask your guides. This is pretty straightforward. Is the allegations about Meghan bullying her staff true? You get one already. Gifts, joy guides. Invention. Discontent. So here's Meghan acting like she's the best boss and gives them gifts. Really inventing all this fruitful stuff on how good she is. But really, her workers are discontented. Not happy. Why are her workers discontented, Spirit? Is Meghan a bully to people that worked for her? Imagination. Inner child. That could be saying she's very childish, very naive. Has an overactive imagination. Creativity. So she's a very creative person. Maybe she's also creating drama here with this discontent. Is Megan a bully to her staff? Is Megan a bully to her staff? New beginnings. It's like they're trying to skip over it again. Not so fast. Here I'm gonna take Seasons of the Witch. Is Megan a bully to her staff? Come on, spirit guides, ancestors, my ancestors, step forward and cut theirs off. Did Megan bully her staff? Elements, remember to feel the warmth pulsing through your womb. You are a child of mother. True harmony awaits you. For me, this is like she might have been a hoverer, trying to be in charge and mother everyone, smothering. I'm not kidding. Doesn't necessarily mean she's a bully, but she's definitely a smotherer. Nature spirits, on your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. And transformation. Do you remember that story that came out that like she emailed somebody early in the morning? I feel like Spirit's trying to tell me that. Smother her staff. 4 o'clock in the morning, up, typing out demands, transforming, making the life that she wants. Mischief, yeah. And that childlike sense again. I think she one needs drama to thrive. So I think she created a lot of drama, they're saying. Mischief, like she could have made up lies about them stealing. I don't know why I heard that as well. She was trouble. She was trouble to work for. She wanted control of everything and transforming and was a smotherer. So I'm going to say yes again. It clearly says and states that it doesn't spell out that she was a bully, but a smothering boss is never any fun. A childish boss is never any fun. And a demanding boss is not any fun. But doesn't necessarily mean you're a bully. Let me try. Oracle of the Shadows of Light. Was Megan a bully to her staff? Too many. Was Megan a bully to her staff? 3 witchy sisters, the power of 3. Whew, she could have practiced magic, but a clockwork pumpkin, a wonderful idea, the aha moment. Storm angel, collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. So yeah, if you didn't agree with doing exactly what she wanted, there was hell raised for it. So if they tried to warn her that something wasn't going to go well, she took that as a combative attitude. Collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energy. The 3 witchy sisters, I feel like she had a negative, scary ass vibe to her workers. So I feel like that's a confirm. I would be confident in saying yes, she's a bully to her staff. Will the investigation show she was a bully to her staff? Clearly. Voodoo and Blue, back off. Candy cane angel, it's time for a treat. These ancestors really try to silence. Please clarify if the investigation against Megan will show she's innocent or guilty. Shallow grave, you miss someone. Strangely lonely, holding on way too tight. Yeah, she's digging herself a shallow grave and she's going to be burying herself in it. Left alone in the cold. I feel like, yeah, it's going to definitely show in some light that she mistreated her staff. I don't know if it'll necessarily be bullying. She's going to definitely not be someone you want to work for by the evidence. Let's move on. Is Megan Alright, is Meghan mean to people who work for her? I think we just covered that. Did Meghan trick Harry into marriage? This was told to ask again. Two little witches, magical space clearing time. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it because I believe in my guides, but I feel like she definitely does some kind of magic spell of some kind. I don't know, I'm seeing liquid. It could be drinks. Could even be using her body. It's all different kinds of practices. Storm Angel, collisions of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies again. Two little witches, magical space clearing time. Where's this going? Did Meghan trick Harry into marriage? Did Meghan? Angel of Time, working too hard. Count your blessings. Goes to the pump. Again with the power of 3. So yeah. Wonderful aha moment. Sewer maid. You're sensually beautiful. Yeah, she used her body and her beauty to enchant him. Working too hard was definitely with her magic and seduction here. Poe, time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. Fairy of the green world, the natural world needs you. Shallow grave, voodoo and blue back up. From death comes rebirth. Out of all these cards, all I can see is that she definitely manipulated in some kind of magical sense. Let me get a different deck. Let's shuffle it, so I'm going to come back to that one. Use the Magdalene Oracle. Did Meghan trap Harry into marriage? Jeez, too many. Did Meghan trap Harry into marriage? Mother Mary. The Prophet. Again, my ancestor Mary's coming in. She got some shit to say. I'm just gonna leave those two for a minute. She makes me say her name at least once in all the royal. Hey, they took her head. She's my ancestor and one of my guides. So she's a little mad still. What was I asking? Did Meghan trick Harry into marriage? Little children. What does that mean? Was she already preggers? Did Meghan trick Harry into marriage? I think they're saying they're naive and childish about making the decision, moving way too fast here. Came in like a saint, like she was gonna be an impact on his life and be somebody important. Saint and sinner. One was good, one was bad. Acting like a saint, but really was a sinner. Was she even really divorced yet when she met Harry? We don't know. Or I think she was divorced, but I don't think she was single. Alright, so, did Mary trick Harry? Mary, see? That's like twice. Mary Stewart's coming in hot today. Transformation, she wants to transform. Like, talk about me. No, not right now, Mary. Not right now. Although she's the one that helps me most get. Mother Mary came out too. She's like a mom to me. She's taken care of me my whole life. She was the first guide I learned I had. Anyway, did Meghan trick miracles? You're only showing me Harry's side on this, so let me go deeper. We're going to use this millennial deck. Did Meghan not Mary. And it's offensive to even say Meghan and Mary in the same sentence, because Meghan, I honestly believe, is reincarnated First Elizabeth that took off Mary's head. That's why Mary does not like her, and they were buried next to each other. And now I'm in a life dealing with reincarnated ass face. So my spirit's like... But anyway... They really need to move their bodies apart. That's fucking rude. And that'll be my biggest complaint if I ever meet any of the royal families. How dare you put my family member next to the fucking lady who took her head and her son? You dicks, move it. Not my Mary out of that church. You move the other one. She's a dick. Alright, did Meghan seduce Harry into marriage? Or trick him, sorry. What was her real intentions when she met Harry? Maybe I'm not asking the right questions. Off the grid. Definitely wanted to get him isolated and have time alone here. The Hermit is actually a Virgo, and I think Harry is a Virgo. Get him off the grid and to herself. Or maybe they dated in a weird... I think Harry said something like that on the bus with James Gordon, how they have to come to their house for dinner or watch a movie. That could be off the grid. They met in an isolated place. What were Meghan's intentions when she met Harry? This is the biggest question that they're always iffy on. It's not yes, not no. Quarter life crisis. Unfulfilled potential. Uncertain, hopeful, indecisive, fearful. You dream of something better and play out scenarios in your head of what could be. Any step is better than no step. Will you take a leap of faith and let life surprise you, or continue to live in a constant state of angst? She was losing her job. Because let's face it, she was dating Harry when she was filming her last season with Suits. She was getting written off the show. She had nothing to go forward with career-wise. She saw Harry as a corporate job. She was in a quarter-life crisis when she met him. What am I going to do for work? In comes Prince Harry. In a corporate world, because he's in the firm. Yuck, I don't like where this is going. You forget, and my ancestors jump all the way back to Queen Mary, who married Harry, well, Henry, and who was mind-fucked by the First Elizabeth that took Mary's head, which is Meghan reincarnated. So, fuck them over in the brains again. I feel like that family just reincarnates. The souls come back in new people. I also feel like Meghan is... what's her face? She was an actress. She married someone, and the Queen's mother, the Queen now, her mother, hated that bitch. I hated her so much. Because somebody abdicated to marry... I don't know her name. You know what I'm talking about? Put it in the comments below. She's also her reincarnated, I feel, in some sense. They just repeat. Luckily, my bloodline got off that circle wheel, and I'm doing my own fucking thing over here. Which what happens when you spiritually evolve and don't become... every soul, like I said in my other readings, you have good lifespans where you're like a do-gooder, and I've seen past lives of me as a tyrant, killing people, being a horrible ass person. But I had to evolve and learn and become a better person each life. Meghan is on a reoccurring, I want power, money, and celebrity, and I want power, money, and celebrity, and dies. I want power, money, and celebrity, and dies. like never gets off the wheel of being power hungry, a constant narcissistic soul. And it's 100% her choice, and she keeps choosing it. She's not choosing to get off the wheel, and neither is Harry. He's continuously making the same mistakes his previous bloodline selves have made. I mean, think about it. When their bloodline from England came to marry Queen of Scotland, Mary was in the role of power, and her husband, Henry, had to take the back seat, which he didn't fucking enjoy. And reincarnated like he was a spare then. So reincarnated into Harry today, who also was born a spare and doesn't fucking like it. So, same soul. See how that works? This is what healers learn. I could talk all fucking day about this shit. The barista. Oh, Jesus. Authenticity and resistance to sell out is felt by patrons of your latte art. Is fear of losing your tattooed identity to the establishment preventing your chance to caffeinate the world? It's like, this is Harry, who's genuinely authentic. It's like, authentic hipster, pierced, well tipped. He's not pierced, I don't think, unless he's got a Prince Albert. I don't know. Ouch. If I was a man, I would never do that. But anyway, I mean, I guess he could have his nipples pierced. He always has shirts on. I don't think he does. Maybe. Secret stuff. But he's probably a good tipper. Yeah, this is Harry. So, the barista and Meghan in quarter-life crisis. He was authentic, pouring her a cup of tea, probably. Sit down and chat. They're telling us a story again. Did Spirit stop being so crazy and stop going on side trips my own self about past lives? You're probably wicked confused. Alright, did Meghan trap Harry into marriage? Can we have a definitive answer, please? Insta-famous. Oh, God. I don't like it. Self-involved. Known. Shallow. On fleek. Filtering your self-image to perfection may compel others to follow you. Remember that the only comments that matter are your own. Will you limit your story to what got likes yesterday, or will you live unedited, far, far candid? Hashtag game. Did not make this shit up. Hashtag game. She wanted to be insta-famous. Here she is in midlife crisis, like, what am I gonna do for work? Oh my God, I could be a fucking duchess. I could date Harry, and everybody knows if you are even standing next to Harry and you're a woman, you're gonna be accused of dating him, and then they're gonna follow you around, and you become insta-famous in the tabloids. That's why she did the banana thing and leaked it out. I'm just saying. So I'm going to say, I don't know if she trapped him into marriage, but she definitely trapped him for ulterior motives. At the end of the day, Harry has to ask her to be married, but she can use magic to get him to ask. But not everybody believes in that. I definitely feel like she's a hoodoo user. What's the next question? I already did that one. Will the investigation prove Meghan guilty or innocent? I feel like it's going to show her guilty in some sense. Is Meghan lying about her miscarriage and current pregnancy? Another request. Let's go with the enchanted map. Did Meghan lie about her miscarriage? Movement. Like I said, remember at the time she was heading into court and her like the letter and all that shit was being talked about, like bad press, but I don't specifically remember for what, because she's gotten bad press about a lot of things. She wanted people to move their opinions, but it doesn't necessarily mean she lied about it, but that's why she came out with the story. Movement to a better, more protected and welcomed and embraced by others. Solitude. So movement from being out of the public eye or not being talked about. It could have been just something she wanted to release to get attention back on her, because she felt like she wasn't getting any or enough press at the time. Sacred pool. Maybe she did. What's sacred pool? Please clarify. Did Megan lie about her miscarriage? Encouragement. She wanted to come out with something like, to me, sacred pool is like, miscarriage in itself is something people that mostly choose not to talk about or hide. She wanted to bring encouragement to the cause here. Or she wanted encouragement to be more well liked and supported. Ghost lands come together. There definitely was a ghost land on the table here. This could be an empty womb or a death coming together. She could have done it just if her relationship was falling down the hatch. What way to bring that person, instead of turning around and leaving? Oh, I had a miscarriage, don't leave me. I don't really feel like that's the case here, though. I have to spell it all out. One more. Did Megan lie about her miscarriage? Wishing well. Wishing well is like manifesting, wanting something, longing for something. Which way are we going with this, Spirit? Please clarify this wishing well. Probably not answering the right question. Was there a soul that went to heaven for Megan? Was there a soul, a little baby soul, wide open, slow and steady? I think so. I don't know if it was her or a surrogate's loss, but I think talking about it freed her in some sense. In my gut, I don't think she ever had one, but magic prayer, cleaning house. They're never clear. This also, it's like, yes, there was a soul loss, but also, yes, she just wanted to get good press. So I don't know if she made it up to get rid of the bad press, or she really did use her own realism to paint a different narrative of herself. Numerology guidance cards. Did Megan lie about her miscarriage? Adventure. Individuality, love partnership, healing, new beginnings, leadership. Alright. And I was hoping to be proved wrong, but it's pretty clear. She wanted a new adventure. Individually, she wanted to curve her relationship and make it stronger. I feel like there was issues with the love partnership that needed healing, and she wanted new beginnings in the relationship, but she also wanted new beginnings in the press. She wanted to take leadership and nurturing. Let's clarify what this nurturing is. Whether it's her nurturing her relationship or nurturing a loss. Please clarify. Moderation. Change the nature of how she's viewed in moderation. She took leadership. Notice how Megan mostly talked about it and not so much Harry. What's this new beginnings? Completion, music, and patience. Faith in the music, completing out. Communication. They're always so unclear about this. I guess maybe we're just not meant to know for sure. All I know is my gut, but that's not enough. Need it to be proven. You need the cards to show you one way or the other. Let's go to angel prayers. Did Megan lie about her miscarriage? Moving stuff around. Transformation. Thank you, Zedkel, for supporting me to transform from my past challenges. Again, leaning towards clearing her name. This isn't the kind of stuff you should be talking about if you lost a baby. Did Megan really lose a child? Love and accept yourself. The miracle of forgiveness. Thank you, angels, for lovingly guiding me to self-acceptance. The miracle of forgiveness. Thank you, what are these angels? Jeremiel, for helping me understand the process of forgiveness. She was grieving, but I think she was grieving in her mind, defamation of character, not a life. That's cruel. Honor your feelings. On one end, sometimes they paint yes, and it's like I guess you're going to have to go with your own gut feeling. Love and accept yourself could be, you do blame yourself after a miscarriage. Trying to forgive herself. Maybe she felt like she did something, or she's forgiving life for taking her kid. Transformation. But this transformation is talking about changing her character and how people view her. Honoring her feelings could be talking about a genuine death here. I feel like it's the death of a relationship, not the death of a baby. If that makes sense. I'll ask one more time. Did Megan lie about her miscarriage? Don't hate, meditate. Thank you, angels, for guiding me to love through meditation. So I guess we all have to set aside our ill will feelings of Megan and meditate. If you really want to know the answer, Spirit will tell you then. I don't think they like to meddle in death questions like that. So we'll switch gears here. Is Megan lying about her current pregnancy? Is it a moon bump? Or is it a real baby bump? The miracle of prayer, healthy choices, and balance. Clarify this miracle of prayer. Trust your vibes, unconditional love. The Divine Mother. I think it's a real baby. But that could also mean a surrogate. But when asked if it's a moon bump, it said real baby, so maybe she just wears a moon bump because she doesn't show as much as she wants to. Did she wear a moon bump in her first pregnancy? You are protected. There goes the ancestors. We're not telling you. Let's see. Let's go to the answer as simple. Maybe they'll make the answer simple. Did Megan lie about her miscarriage? One more time. But the answer is simple. Look forward. So they're basically saying move on from that question. Is Megan really pregnant, or is it a moon bump, Spirit? Oh, we have to deck. Is Megan wearing a moon bump, or is she really pregnant? People want to know, Spirit. Put others first. Ooh, might be a surrogate. Be patient. Is Megan wearing a moon bump? Don't know what a moon bump is. It's what they put on people in the movies when they want them to look like they're pregnant. Keep dancing. Oh, they're funny, Spirit. Be patient for your answer. Keep dancing. Keep asking. But with this, look forward. Put others first. Feel like it might be a surrogate, but they're not clarifying. They're dicking you around. Spirit has a sense of humor too. Share your gifts. We're again leading towards a surrogate. We got put others first and share your gifts. Share your gift of being able to bring a child into the world is definitely leaning towards surrogate here. Clean up your mess. Dare to be happy and love your body. Clean up your mess from all the talk about her last pregnancy. She's just trying to be happy and love your body. Again, surrogate and she's pregnant. All the same thing. Please clarify, what is this love your body? Maybe we're just not meant to know. Reach out. Drop it. Give more. Stick with it. Open your heart and celebrate you. I mean, what a dick, Spirit. Drop it and stick with it. What the? Well, look at that. Reach out. I feel like they are definitely going to have a girl here. I do feel like it's a surrogate. Dropping the baby stork at their door. Give more. Someone's giving more children to her. Stick with it. Open your heart and celebrate you. And there we go, getting confusing again. What is this? Stick with it. That's your story. Just sticking to it. Being courageous. sticking with I'm pregnant, boom bump. Let's open your heart. Say thank you. I mean, a definite surrogate. Get over yourself. Maybe she had to grieve and get over the fact she couldn't have children, but she's saying thank you for someone to giving her a child, or she could be saying thank you to Spirit for allowing her to be pregnant. They're so iffy. What's to celebrate you? Rise and shine. Reclaim your art. Say, just say. Does this say thank you because she has a surrogate? Holy moly. Lend a hand. So maybe she needed help getting pregnant. Start anew. A new process, as in a new baby. You're not afraid. And stop. Her ancestors stop asking questions. All these lend a hand, say thank you, sticking with it and being courageous, give more, reaching out, as if picking up an already delivered baby. Share your gifts and put others first. I do think either she got help getting pregnant and they're expressing that, and it's like a miracle, or someone's carrying it for her and she just wants to keep her nice body. Believe what you will. Spirit won't clarify anymore. Alright, so are Meghan and Harry really fine with their patronages being taken away? Let's go to the Angel Tarot. Are Meghan and Harry really fine with their patronages being taken away? Which they're going to say is all the firm's fault when they've been in this country through the entire pandemic. So how can you work for your patronages? Plans that need revision. More going on that meets the eye. Poor timing. So yeah, I think it's definitely poor timing for them to be taking their patronages away. They want to revisit this decision for sure. More going on that meets the eye that we don't even know about yet. I don't even think this is the right deck. Let's see what it says. Taking shelter, the answers are within. That's a totally different deck. Maybe they are taking shelter. Fallout. Or the the royal family's taking shelter for this bomb drop fake ass interview. Are Meghan and Harry really fine with losing their patronages? A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. Seeds well planted. A temporary pause in action. Unnecessary worry. Things are looking up. The end of a difficult situation. Taking a trip. So I feel like, yeah, they're going to be more successful without. Please clarify what this a successful time is. The sellout. This by getting their patronage taken away and not being a part of the royal family certainly gives them access to come out with this tell-all, which would be a payday. So maybe that's what they mean, like now. But then we have plans that need revision. More going on that meets the eye. Tell me more about that, Spirit. Ego. Fuck yes, they're in their ego. A false sense of entrapment. Being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So they're definitely in their ego. They're acting like they're okay, but they're really not. They have a lot of fear about what the future holds. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Heightened psychic abilities. So their relationship is definitely entering a new phase because now they're on their own. The dreamer, a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. The hermit, spend time in quiet meditation, self-teaching, and self-discovery. The hermit is also the Virgo card, so this is Harry. He's trying to meditate on where to go from here. What's the lesson in all this? Trying to discover where to go from here. wants to take a leap of faith and follow his dreams. Unexpected opportunities now that he's not, he spent his whole life in the firm and now he's not a part of it, so he's trying to process. But a new person enters your life, a relationship begins a new phase. I wonder what that's about. Clarify what this page of water is. Could be a work colleague. Could even be Oprah. Please clarify this page of water, Spirit. Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. He's not giving up. He's definitely trying and believing that not only can he do his own thing and be successful in it, but that he can come back and work for the family and his patronages one day. Seven of Earth. Seeds well planted. A temporary pause in action. Unnecessary worry. Tell me more about the Seven of Earth. What are their seeds well planted? An unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. They're feeling like the royal family made an unwise choice and taking away their patronages. They're trying to, well, at least Harry's trying to take it as a learning experience. Reviewing what the motives were, which they are again stuck in victim mode with this tell-all. Things are looking up. The end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. Please clarify what a Six of Air is, Spirit. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things happening at once. So I feel like they've kind of been waiting to be free, and now that they have the freedom and they're not representing the royal family, they have all these different new paths to go down. So they're going to be maybe going on a trip, maybe moving, a lot of job offers, unfortunately. Three of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality of work, being a team player. I feel like this is the royal family because they're doing something before them where they're really uniting and talking about the workers, and that's they're going to be recognized for very high quality of work and being team players. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. The royal family is going to be fine in all this. Meghan and Harry definitely stuck in their ego, acting like everything's fine, but they're really trying to figure out where to go from here. Or maybe they feel like things just opened up for them because they don't have to represent the royal family. A relationship that continues to grow closer. Forgiveness. The positive resolution of a conflict. So, with Harry and Meghan over here doing their own thing, and the family doing their own thing, they're each going to heal separately. Maybe they will come back together someday, but I feel like the royal family and the firm is going to grow stronger and closer from all of this. And Meghan and Harry might grow closer and do their own thing. I think for the most part, Charles always wants to be Harry's dad, so they're going to heal that relationship. Maybe the brothers will heal, but I don't feel like Meghan will ever be welcomed back. Five of Fire, completing goals. Bothersome details, conflict with others. Yeah, they're definitely at conflict right now. Competing goals. They are competing. The royal family and the Harkles are definitely competing. Bothersome details that are going to be released on both sides. One with the investigation and one with Meghan and Harry's tell-all, and that's definitely going to create conflict with others. Unity, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, speak out mentors, and like-minded friends. So yeah, the royal family is going to unite in all this, and they're only going to grow closer about pushing Meghan out. Meghan specifically, I don't feel like they ever wanted to push Harry out, but let's ask. How does the royal family feel about Harry? How does the royal family feel about Harry at this time? How does the royal family feel about Harry? Trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. Still see him as somebody who's good at charity, open heart, wears his heart on his sleeve kind of thing. Open your heart and mind to those around you. He opened his heart and mind to Meghan. So I think that at the end of the day, they still have some trust for him, or hoping that he'll turn it around. Let's clarify. What's this King of Water? The Sun. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. They still believe he can be successful and have a happy outcome if he works hard and continue to help other people. Maybe they're talking about his new stuff he's going to be working on since he's not in the firm anymore. Let's talk about how the royal family feels about Meghan. How does the royal family feel about Meghan? How does the royal family feel about Meghan Markle? Unity, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. That's different. Please clarify this unity. Spiritual organizations, they might feel like she is in some kind of cult here. This is my cult card. But she seeks out people that think like her and want to work like her. She's set in her own ways and methods. Please clarify this unity out. Okay, so this came out in reversed. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and yeah, so you're not excited about ever starting over with her. Then we have good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. Happy they don't have to pay for her shit anymore, for sure. Yeah, they think she has a big-ass ego and a false sense of entrapment. Being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. One more for how the royal family feels about Meghan. I said one more, not half the deck. An illusion of being trapped. A lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. So it's not somebody who's very confident. Very fearful. Interesting. Alright. Did Meghan plan all the questions asked for the interview? Let's try this little deck over here. I haven't really ever used it. Gypsy Witch. I need that card. They're like regular playing cards. Did Meghan plan all the questions asked in the interview tomorrow? The moon, when near, is a good omen. It predicts fortune. When distant, an exposure of your secrets. So the moon card to me is illusions. Rose indicate beauty and rugged health. Children signify friendly disposition and gentleness. The broken glass foretells ill luck for long years if near, but if distant, death of a friend. The mouse denotes loss by theft. Nearby, it denotes recovery after great difficulty, but distant, the loss will be So she's going to have a big loss out of this, but she doesn't care because she's lost so much already. But, yeah, there's illusions about her secrets. I feel like she did plan these questions so that her secrets will not be revealed. In her contract, she's got final say over what is aired. She might not be able to control what Oprah says, but she can control what is aired. I'll ask again. Please clarify one way or the other. Did Meghan plan all the questions asked by Oprah? The ring, when to the right of a person, is an unfearing indication of a rich and happy marriage, but lying to the left, disappointment and love. So I feel like they do have a happy marriage here. Or that's what she's trying to paint. Let me get one more. We're telling me what she's trying to... Did Meghan plan all the questions asked for the interview asked by Oprah? The lily forecasts a happy life, but family sorrow if surrounded by clouds. Lying above the person signifies various life, but when under it indicates immortality. So, trying to paint a happy life, that they're happy together, and a happy marriage. Those are the things she's trying to project. Let's move on. I think that's a yes. Is Meghan trying to do everything Diana did? Is Meghan copying Diana and trying to relive her life? Is Meghan trying to play Diana? I get asked this question a lot. The fox in close proximity half of the word is scratched out and I never even used these. Argues distrust of acquaintances who seek to betray you. Distant, less danger. Fox is sneaky, being coy. Maybe Oprah will throw in some shockers. I think, yeah, she's being coy and acting like she doesn't know the questions here. Acting like Diana as well. I'm getting both. Being sneaky to me is the fox. Being a sneaky little coy fox. Please clarify, is Meghan trying to do everything Diana did? Flames on the hearth indicates good fortune and neutralizes the evil of near-lying unlucky cards and increases the value of lucky ones. The eye, when near, denotes great interest taken by friends. When distant, it's suspicion, yeah. She's trying to be like Diana for sure. Great interest taken by friends. She had a great interest in Diana. Her whole fucking room had pictures of her face. Rose indicate beauty and rugged health. So she thought very highly of Diana. The pig, whether near or far, is an omen of phenomenal luck and great abundance. High honors with all ambition attained. Think that she's going to make her luck better by doing what Diana did. That's how she's going to become well-liked. So yeah, she's definitely trying to be a Diana. Will the interview backfire in Meghan and Harry's faces? Will the interview backfire? The star ensures success in all enterprises when near. When very distant, some unlucky events. So it's saying they will have success here. The key nearby is a certain augury of success. Success again. The card represents the gentleman whose fortune is being told, and all the other cards affect it to a degree in accordance to their relative proximity. When a gentleman's fortune is being told, has no significance in the layout. I don't think it'll fare well for Harry. The letter is a sign of good tidings. When near and when touching indicates unexpected good fortune. The moon, when near, is a good omen. When distance exposes your secrets. So definitely going to have some secrets exposed. The mouse denotes loss by theft. Nearby, it denotes recovery after great difficulty. But distance, the loss will be irretrievable. I think the public opinion they will lose, but they're definitely going to gain from this by hurting the people they want to hurt and making the money they want to make. But I think it will backfire in opinions of others. But I don't think they really care about the opinions of others. Let me ask one more deck. Will the interview backfire in their faces? Altar, a sacred devotion, worship, skin deep rising from the ash, and took me back to the question I just asked. Is Megan trying to do everything Diana did? Yeah. She's obsessed with Diana. Diana is her altar of how she does things and what she pays homage to and who she looks up to and views all success. Diana. Diana was very successful. Doesn't mean you're going to be successful copying her. Bat, invoke thy power and fear, not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undenying change. Definitely going to be changing the relationships and how people will see them through this interview. Will it backfire in their faces? Silence with crystals and herbs. Wow. Oh, what medicine, what scaredness to behold, a dash of healing straight from mother's home. Please clarify this crystal and herbs. Is this the royal family or Meghan and Harry? Wolf, devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing. It's like Meghan crying wolf at the moon, telling their story. Maybe it'll heal her. Maybe that's her way of healing and we never have to hear about it again. Will it backfire in their face? Coming of winter. In comes lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. Yeah, I think they're going to be iced out. People are going to think they're cold. Like I said, public opinion is going to take a serious hit. Hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions before tomorrow, go ahead and hit me up. I probably will do something Monday night. I don't plan to watch the interview. I just plan to watch some clips to have something to talk about, but only on YouTube so they don't get any ratings. But her voice is like nails on a chalkboard and very evil, which makes more sense with how I feel she does dark work. Somebody who's sensitive can pick up on that, and her voice always just gives me the jeeps, and I'm not the only one that thinks that. And it's not, I used to defend her and Harry even back then when I was standing on the panel defending them. She still gave me the jeeps, but I had to check it. Now I can be honest because I stepped away from them like they stepped away from the royal panel. I will never defend either one of them a day in my life. Other than that, have a good day tomorrow. Try not to turn on your TV. Don't give them any views. Boycott, 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 so that we can have real issues talked about and we can put to rest this victim mentality we are all sick of hearing. With the world and what has been going on, I don't understand how you can still want to sit around and talk about this. I mean, can't you be thankful that your child's healthy, that your husband or wife is healthy, that you have a beautiful roof over your head and sunshine and money to get through a pandemic? Like, isn't that enough? And your grandpa just made it through surgery. How about listing the things you're thankful for and not complaining so much, articles? I mean, see you all next time. Love and light. Be good out there. Bye.